late July 2025, American Eagle rolled out its denim campaign starring Sydney Sweeney, with streaming visuals, billboards, and pun-heavy taglines that read, "Sydney Sweeney has great genes. It teased jeans before correcting it with jeans." The cheeky linguistic crossover might have been intended as playful branding, but in context, it struck a louder, more complex chord. Corporate spokespeople reportedly designed it to be provocative and is tied to a charitable denim line donating to Crisis Text Line, which is a free 24/7 helpline in the US, Canada, UK, and Ireland, connecting individuals in emotional crisis with trained volunteer counselors via text message. Many viewers saw deeper symbolism. In one commercial, Sweeney states, "Genes are passed down, even eye color. My genes are blue," while close-ups emphasize her blonde hair, blue eyes, and slim figure. Critics say this echoes eugenics messaging, unconsciously or not, especially given historical associations with genetic purity and white supremacist propaganda. Tweets calling it reminiscent of Nazi imagery and dog whistle eugenics started flooding the internet. Commentators across platforms argued the execution was tone deaf in the current political context and lacked inclusivity, giving space for broader critiques about modern marketing and representation. This isn't the first time jeans ads stoked controversy. In the 1980 Brooke Shields Calvin Klein ad, "Nothing gets between me and my Calvins," raised eyebrows for its suggestive tone and her youth. In the 1990s, Cindy Crawford's Levi spots leaned heavily into sex appeal. What felt edgy then now reads dated, or worse, oblivious to questions of representation and subtext. Here, the pun on jeans lands like a rehashed trope, but without the diversity or balance brands once leaned toward. Defenders, including White House Communications Director Stephen Chong and commentators like Megyn Kelly and Ted Cruz, chalked up the backlash to cancel culture overreach. They argue the ad is light-hearted and critics are applying ideological meaning to grilling about denim. They argued the ad is light-hearted and critics are applying ideological meaning to grilling about denim. Some suggest the outrage is less about sexism or race than about political performance. Regardless of hot-button reactions, the campaign drove tangible commercial gains. Despite, or perhaps because of, the uproar, American Eagle stock jumped by around 10% and weekend sales surged, with the Sydney jean reportedly selling out. Analysts called it a purposeful meme stock-style campaign. Create buzz, even risk to drive sales and capture Gen Z attention. Critics observed the campaign reflects a wider cultural regression, grounded in conservative beauty ideals, repackaged for viral moments. As pressure mounted over the Sydney Sweeney has great genes campaign, many online awaited an official statement from American Eagle. When something resembling one finally appeared, it wasn't from the company, but from the internet's deeply sarcastic collective conscience. Circulating widely on X, Reddit, and Instagram, a satirical faux apology went viral. The statement was frequently reposted with comments like "breaking" or "American Eagle finally falls." The satirical apology was designed to lampoon the marketing team's alleged obliviousness both to the optics of the campaign and to the more objectifying dimensions of its execution. But not everyone recognized it as satire. Some users took the statement at face value, prompting confusion and fueling even more debate. Others criticized the parody itself, calling it sexist, juvenile, or more tone-deaf than the original campaign. Still, the parody's virality spoke volumes about the moment. For a significant number of online users, the ad wasn't just misjudged, it was laughably so. The brand, meanwhile, stayed silent, letting the noise and the jokes roll on. In contrast, American Eagle's actual statement, issued quietly and devoid of fanfare, read more like a generic press release. Critics, media commentators, and cultural theorists immediately labeled it a non-apology. It failed to acknowledge the specific criticisms about implied eugenics, lack of diversity, or the broader socio-political context of the great genes pun, and instead pivoted the conversation toward the charity component. In short, the real apology didn't really apologize, and the fake one apologized a little too much. The controversy underscores broader shifts. In the 80s and 90s, sexy celeb denim ads sparked debate over child sexualization or objectification, but rarely radicalized meaning. Today's culture is more attuned to representation, inclusivity, and coded messaging. Cosmetic puns about good genes now carry weight in discourse over beauty norms and historical eugenics discourse. The ad failed to read the room, floating as retro campy marketing in a world steeped in identity politics, racial justice, and media sensitivity. This controversy reveals how our digital discourse transforms simple ads into symbolic flashpoints, accelerating polarization rather than clarifying intent. It's tempting to dismiss the campaign as cheeky pun marketing, but it underscores how storytelling, even about genes, carries cultural weight in 2025. Brands wielding sexuality, power, and appearance must navigate layers of historical context, representation, and media literacy. Glamour used to be enough, but today, audiences expect more than clever wordplay. They demand reflection. American Eagle may have scored a PR coup in sales, but whether they sparked conversation or catalyzed controversy depends on what happens next. And nearly 45 years since Shield's widespread "nothing comes between me and my Calvins," the room has changed. It's time to recognize that denim ads today need more than clever wordplay. They need awareness.
Fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.